¿Cómo está usted? Dios le bendiga. ¿Todo marchando bien? Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. I was thinking a little while ago, my wife and I went out with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dear friends in Tampa to a restaurant called Pal Campo. Oh, they wear Puerto Rican garb, from native, Puerto Ricans. And some of them are, although our waitress was from Cuba. I didn't get that. But anyway, but some of them are New Yorkers. So when I've eaten there before, they're wearing costumes. The guys are wearing hats and cummerbunds, and they're dressed like national Puerto Rican, and the girls are in those dresses. And then, but a lot of them, they might have been born in Puerto Rico, but they were raised in New York. So instead of greeting you with proper Spanish or anything, some do, and they're very good. But others will go, "So how you guys doing?" Every time I see that and hear that, it just gets me. So what's going on, guys? But listen, if you go there, order the mofongo for a main course. My wife had that. And for dessert, they had flan. Do you know flan? The Puerto Ricans have flan de queso. And I think Emmy across from me had flan de coco. Flan de coco, I think. Oh, come on. But now let's feed our souls and stop talking about carnal things. Psalm 105. I never realized how many sermons I've preached from this psalm. So I have many favorite verses, but here's the ones I want to point out to you, and you can give me your comments. It's a kind of remembrance of the faithfulness of God choosing Abraham and the history of Israel, bringing them through slavery and out toward the promised land under Moses. Verse 12, when they, Israel, were few in number, the descendants of Abraham, few indeed, and strangers in it, they wandered from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another. God allowed no one to oppress them. For their sake he rebuked kings. This is speaking of Abraham and his descendants. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm. When you're few in number and the situation looks dire, God can still take care of you. So that's lesson numero uno. They were just a ragtag group of nomads, it looked like, but God watched over Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and their children. And when anyone messed with them, it says here that God said, do not touch my anointed ones and do my prophets no harm. Now, a lot of ministers, come to think of it, have used that verse to avoid any kind of legitimate criticism. You ever see that in a church? The guy will preach some off-the-wall sermon having nothing to do with the Bible. He'll mistreat people. And when people come to him and say, that wasn't right biblically what you preached. That just wasn't right. And hear the verses to show it. And the way you're treating the staff, you threw books at them and you cursed them during a staff meeting, that ain't right. Hey, do not touch my anointed ones and do my prophets no harm. God's going to bring judgment on you. No, minister, God's going to bring judgment on you if you don't straighten out. All of us are susceptible to biblical review and rebuke and criticism. So a lot of people, especially the ones who are making money off of people, those crooks on Christian television, some of them with their seed faith scam. But if you say anything, don't touch God's anointed. Oh, I heard that growing up. Anybody could do anything if you're a minister. You could hold up a bank, and if they arrested you, do you know you're touching God's anointed? No, I'm touching a bank robber. Sorry to go off on that, but it's true. Later, as he's talking about Israel ending up in Egypt, the people of God, He called down a famine on the land and destroyed all their supplies of food. And he sent a man before them, Joseph, sold as a slave. They bruised his feet with shackles. His neck was put in irons till what he foretold came to pass, till the word of the Lord proved him true. So that goes back to the fact that out of Jacob's 12 sons, they ganged up on one, Joseph, who they were jealous of. Jacob wasn't a good father, help to him, gave him a coat no one else had. That's a great way to get your son accepted by his brothers, you know. Here, this is just for you. You guys get nothing. Come here, Joseph. No wonder. But Joseph had dreams, told him that didn't help him either. I saw a dream where all of it, including my mother and father, my brothers were all bowing down to me. Those dreams don't usually go over well when they're jealous of you to begin with. But, es lo que es, it is what it is. But notice how God got them to Egypt, which was his plan. He sent Joseph down there as a slave. They sold their own brother as a slave. But that was all God's plan, so that during the famine they wouldn't perish, but they would go down there. And guess who was the right-hand man of Pharaoh in charge of food distribution? You can't make it up. Joseph. So God's doing things even when it looks bad. In your life and in my life. All things work together for good to them that love God. Just because it doesn't look bad, because it looks bad, doesn't mean, like, what, God's lost control? Do you think God is ever in heaven looking at your life and my life like, what am I going to do now? Look at the mess they got themselves into. His ways are not our ways. Now, Joseph had those dreams that God gave him, prophetic dreams. And they sure didn't look like they would be fulfilled when Potiphar, his boss, lied about him. And Potiphar's wife lied about him. And Potiphar believed in it. And Joseph ended up in a slammer with irons on him. Boy, that's a test. Is God going to fulfill his word when I'm in prison and no one cares about me? But God got him out and fulfilled every promise. He will fulfill every single promise in this book, and everything he's promised to you will come to pass. And when everything is said and done, we will be with the Lord forever and ever. And he's working you through every valley and over every mountain. What we can't go over, we're going to go through, because God cannot fail. Amen. See you tomorrow. Hello, everybody. Pastor Jim Cymbala, reviewing your comments that you're sending in. They are good. Honest, I don't read them all. I can't. There's so many. But how about this? I believe it comes from Eva. Buenos dias, Pastor. Buenos dias to you. David, in Psalm 55:4, indicates that he wished he had wings like a dove and could fly away and be at rest. At times when we are going through difficult times, just as David was, we would like to fly away and be alone, thinking that would make it better. But it really doesn't, because no matter where we may fly, our difficulties fly with us. Is that not good? Wherever you fly, you bring your problems, they fly with you. They have a pass, a buddy pass. So you're flying, they're flying with you. Can't fly away from them. During our times of trouble, we need to fly to God's arms. This woman is a preacher. And as verse 22 of this psalm says, cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. So remember now, don't run. You can't run because you bring yourself with you and your problems wherever you run. No, but if I was just in Hawaii for a week, as long as you're in Hawaii and your problems are with you, Hawaii is no different than Teaneck, New Jersey. Run to the Lord. Let's fly to him. Thank you.